Done by the second-year receiver.
Running Tyler Lockett around a little bit, but they'll keep it on the ground for Carlos Hyde. Dante Fowler off the edge that time.
Boy, I tell you, you want to talk about let's go trap the trapper right here. Come on down. Let's play physical. Stop the guard.
Oh, man.
Jump off. I mean, you're giving up, gosh, 50, 60 pounds right there by Fowler. That is the way you crush the edge. When you hear people talk about controlling the edge of the defense, that's exactly what Fowler did.
3 years, $48 million to work off the edge. On second down, Wilson delivers, and Jacob Hollister rumbling ahead. He's past the sticks. First down to the 43-yard line before Keanu Neal wrapped him up.
Well, there's those tight ends we just talked about. They have a slew of them, 4 guys, all very accomplished. Now they're getting to the hurry-up offense, Seattle, with Russell Wilson controlling things at the line.
Lockett grabbed around the ankles and brought down by Ricardo Allen. 4 on the play. And on the opposite side of the field, we've got Darquez Dennard, another addition to this Atlanta secondary. Good slot corner. He's being tended to.
A lot of good years out there in Cincinnati. Excellent receiver, or excellent, excuse me, defensive back.
First round pick 6 years ago. Had a deal in March with Jacksonville that fell through, and then the pandemic hit. Dennard found himself a 1-year deal in Atlanta, and he's going to play some productive snaps when he's out there.
Let's check out the hit. Hollister turning it up the field.
A lot of contact with the big boy and Hollister coming in.
Spot. It'll be first down and 5 yards to go.
So negate that whole last play, as they discussed and ended up having 12 men on the field on the snap for Atlanta. With the sense of Pete Carroll may have seen something, or one of his staff members had seen something and pointed it out. And then after level fracas with Dennard, and come back with the penalty call, and it's 1st and 5.
Another benefit. Seattle said we want to use more personnel. We talked to them, and they talked about using personnel groupings. Well, when you're shuffling personnel groupings on a consistent basis, guess what else has to happen? The defense has to decide how we're going to match up. Somebody didn't get the memo right there, had an extra player on the football field. Now you're sitting here, instead of 2nd and 5, it's 1st and 5, which is exactly where the Seahawks want to be in this opening drive.
Motioned Hyde out. Wilson had that ball tipped. Looked like Tack McKinley got his hands up there. One of those front men for Atlanta with a big paw up. Maybe it was Tack McKinley. I thought for a second. Let's see.
Yeah, he's off the ball. He was manned up with a tight end right there, basically not letting him release into the route. And you see him pull off the tight end. Now look at his eyes are just up. He's looking, he's reading Russell Wilson. Tack McKinley having all kinds of success here in the first half, making a real difference.
Yeah, another guy who wanted to respond to Dan Quinn. He has so far. Hyde wrapped up. There's Grady Jarrett grabbing the ankle.
Grady Jarrett is one of those guys we just don't talk enough about. I mean, he is so lightning quick, and he may not be Aaron Donald, but I tell you what, he's the next best thing. Pass rushing on a rundown right there, stabbing, getting outside, cutting in underneath the offensive guard who's trying to block him. Grady Jarrett is just one of those guys that every time you pop on the film, he is just making plays in the backfield. And to be that compact and that strong and that quick is just an unfair combination.
And he's playing inside. 3rd down toss play. Travis Homer. Deion Jones gets in there and brings him down.
And watch Deion Jones. Deion Jones just sees it right off the bat. Watch him race to the spot. He's like, no offensive lineman's going to outrace me. He just turns his head, gets beyond the offensive line, is coming out the block, and gets to the edge. And this is what Atlanta wants to do. They feel like if they can clog up that middle with Grady Jarrett, if they can make you get to the outside, they have the kind of speed to get out there and make plays on the edge.
4th down and 5. Offense stays out there. From the 38-yard line. Wilson wants it all. Deep ball. Metcalf got it. Touchdown Seattle. On 4th down, they leave the offense out there and not only get the first down, they deliver a strike to DK Metcalf. That's a one way to make up for the drop earlier.
Well, Russell Wilson read it perfectly. You had a safety down, single high safety, and you know right here up top, that's man-to-man. DK Metcalf, big and strong on the release over Oliver, and then there's nobody in the NFL, and I mean nobody, that throws a better deep ball. You couldn't run down there and set it in his hands any better than that.
Jason Myers adds the extra point. The deep ball was a weapon with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf a year ago for the Seattle offense. On 4th down, they go deep ball for DK, and it's a TD for Seattle. They're up by 9. Mark, you said something earlier. Great quarterbacks, right? Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, but great leaders as well.
Yeah, they just want to win. And you can see right there, he's just dapping everybody up, congratulating everybody. Matt Ryan getting ready to take the field.
What is now a 2-score game after the touchdown from Russell Wilson to DK Metcalf.
How about this? The release. It all starts with the release. You stack the cornerback, see how far behind you are, and then look at this. You want to talk about dropping it in to a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, that's exactly where you drop that doggone thing. I don't know how they do it, man, but that is amazing. And you know what? He's right back on the board with the headset on, getting ready for the next drive.
This series starts with Todd Gurley on the ground, working his way for about 2 yards. Gurley had a rushing touchdown in his first Atlanta Falcons half. Averaging just a shade under 5 a carry, Mark.
And I think sometimes the fans get upset. You know, you get a 2-yard carry and you're like, come on. Hey, we want to tie that together with a play action that's explosive. So let's stay on this thing, because that's where the big plays over the top are going to come.
So they'll run the ball here on 2nd and 8. And a year ago, it feels like at the very least, there would have never been a thought for Atlanta to run the ball on 2nd and 8.
Absolutely not. Dan Quinn says, I want to change what our run downs are. So now you're in 3rd down and 7. This is our 3rd down and 6. It is a nickel situation, but it's easier to pick up. You've got a little bit shorter yardage, and this is where they want to be. Wear people out so they can't pass rush, so you can be more successful on 3rd down.
4-man rush on Ryan. The back foot throw to Hurst in open space. And Lano Hill, who came in for the nickel package for Seattle, brings him down. 4th down.
Well, man coverage right here. And I just want you to say, he stays on the high shoulder, upfield shoulder. That means you can drive down to make the tackle. When you stay on that high field shoulder, if you're trailing directly behind, automatic 1st down. So he plays that the right way on the high shoulder, so he's got an angle to stop that 1st down.
That's the first 3 and out forced by the Seattle defense. It's a fake. Trying to run it up the middle on a fake punt. A little bit of a juggle of the ball.
I think he fumbled it.
And there may have been a fumble there. Sherrod Niesman, the former FAU Owl, was one of the upmen for Atlanta. What a roll of the dice that was on 4th down, and it burns the Falcons.
And that's Marquise Blair coming in there, putting his nose right on the football. Watch him come from the far side, sees it, dives down, puts his helmet on the football, creates the fumble. Look at this. He's come from all the way outside, perfectly placed. That is how you do it in the textbook, creating that fumble.
Last year in the matchup, Marquise Blair had a big forced fumble near the goal line. This one on a fake punt, recovered by the rookie out of Florida, Freddie Swain.
Let me tell you, you have an addition like Jamal Adams, and you see the way he played in that first half, and you know what? It's contagious. Like, everybody wants to get some, right? Everybody wants to get in on the action. Everybody wants to show, hey, man, we can play at the same level, the same pace, the same energy that you play with, and that's what you're seeing, the response. Marquise Blair, nice job, young man.
So how about 2 guys for the Seattle defense that are maybe going to be used a little bit more, right? Lano Hill in the sub package, Marquise Blair in the sub package. Back to back, those 2 guys make big plays. And great field position for Wilson. Setting up the screen for Carson, navigating through a lot of traffic, and he'll get a gain out of it inside the 35 to the 33.
Boy, that's the way. I mean, Posick just stays on his block, The center transition from guard. He was a center at LSU in college, but you want to talk about sustaining your blocks. That's what it's all about right there, and that's the reason that's a positive yard gain instead of a 3-yard loss.
2nd round pick 3 years ago, Ethan Posick. Throwing on the run, connecting again with Tyler Lockett. Down to the 23-yard line. It's a 1st down. Foyesade Oluokun had the stop, but moving the chains again.
They are just so in sync. Here you have Lockett in the slot. Now watch him just subtly come back away from coverage, away from the inside of the football field, mimic and mirror his quarterback, and then, you know, I say it all the time about these 2. It's like they went to Narnia together. I mean, I don't know how they have such a mind melt, but they do, and it's something they work on, I know, but it's something that's just almost instinctual.
There's Carson. Getting space with the stiff arm and tumbled out of bounds by Terrell near the 20.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Carson was so mad right there because he was going side to side. I know he wanted to put his foot in the ground, turn up, and try to knock somebody over, but he just ran out of real estate, because that's the kind of attitude that he brings to this offense. He's actually one of the actuators from a physicality standpoint of this offense that really sets the tone of what they want to do, and you see it right here in this drive. You're second down in what, 5, 6? Every play in your playbook is wide open right now if you're Russell Wilson.
Whistle will blow the play dead.
Before the snap, timeout. Seattle, you're first.
Well, Seattle uses a timeout, and we'll step aside. We'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
Hey, man, I really appreciate that Patrick Price on my insurance, Jake from State Farm. Being a champ has its perks.
Here's the deal, Patrick. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Let me repay the favor with some field passes. Come on.
No favors, just great rates.
Okay, fine. I'll let you wear the ring, but only for a day.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Wilson has been great today, and his 2 touchdowns, or 2 of his 3 touchdowns, have gone to the Biloxi, Mississippi native who grew up in Lilburn, Georgia. Went to Parkview High School, Chris Carson, 30 miles northeast of where he's playing this game today. On 2nd and 6, oh, the little end around was dropped by Moore, but he picks it up, recovers, and gets the first down to set up 1st and goal for the Seahawks. Good recovery by the 4th-year man out of East Central Oklahoma.
Yeah, ugly exchange right there, but once the ball is on the ground, I mean, it probably saves this play because Aluakon is going for the ball and he overruns the receiver, and once he gets possession of it, now he just puts his foot in the ground and gets uphill. You'll see Aluakon, he sees it, he's going outside where the football, and he's like, oh God. Instead of just going, if he keeps the ball in his hand, he's just going in for a tackle, but he was going for a recovery right there, and it really got him off his leverage point to make the tackle.
Wilson to the end zone, looking for Greg Olsen. First Seattle Seahawk touchdown for the veteran. Top 5 all-time in NFL history among tight ends in catches and yards. There is career touchdown grab number 60 for the 14-year man out of Miami.
Absolutely amazing. He's just running a slant, but I want you to watch this ball. It's gone. It's in the air right here before he turns around. It almost, I mean, that almost takes his head off. Your reaction time for Greg Olsen right there, I mean, that doesn't give it justice because that ball's in the air before he even sees it. It's on his face mask, and he plucks it right out.
When we talk about timing with a quarterback and a receiver or a tight end, that's very impressive timing between those two.
Yes, Greg Olsen, one of the all-time pros, great player, super knowledge of the game and what they're trying to do, and you can see him having that ability right there. Get your hands around, get your hands up, catch the ball, touchdown Seattle.
I'm thinking about the both times in this game that Atlanta's gone for it on 4th down and has come up a little bit short. Both times the Seahawks have taken advantage with a touchdown on this in the ensuing drive.
Yeah, the first one, 3 plays, they ran it, that screen play, and then on that one they had the first down, but the fumble by Blair, take it down, touchdown to Olsen on the beautiful throw.
So a touchback, Atlanta and Matt Ryan out to the 25-yard line with 5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2 quarterbacks that each possess over 20 of their franchise's QB records, Wilson and Ryan. This is the comparison so far today.
Yeah, now you're feeling the pressure if you're Atlanta. You're sitting here saying, guys, we can't continue as we get in the shotgun. We can't continue, to run the ball and be balanced. We've got to throw our way back in this thing.
Here's a 1st down pass deep for Julio Jones, and he's got it inside the 35-yard line. Beating Lano Hill, deep ball, Julio Jones.
Well, the first thing you got to notice, if you got to notice protection, because this is a double move by Julio Jones. Watch him stop his feet. Now he goes on top of the safety, but you have got to have great protection if you're Matt Ryan to be able to throw that ball down the field that takes that much time off the double move.
44-yard strike, beating Lano Hill, who is on the deck right now being tended to. Ryan got knocked down by Jaron Reed.
Well, that's flipping the field right there with a 40-yard strike, right? I mean, you come right out, flip the field, get yourself close to the red zone, and a scoring opportunity.
You see Lano Hill heading back towards the locker room. There's a lot of depth all of a sudden for this Seattle secondary. You got 2 good corners on one side, and Dunbar and Flowers. The addition of Adams, Lano Hill's going to play more snaps. From the 31, a fresh set of downs. Shovel pass for Gurley, and he gets wrapped up and swallowed up by Poona Ford. Let's get a game break from Carissa Thompson. CT. Got no Adrian Peterson now with the Washington football team, so we'll have a couple of guys back in there for Ron Rivera, the new head coach. Second down, Ryan hit by Adams. Dangerous ball as it was fluttering for Julio Jones, and somehow he came down with it. First down into the red zone goes Atlanta.
Well, you know, he said it to us. We're going to find out who loves football. I guarantee you one guy that loves it right there, Jamal Adams. And how Julio Jones, well, let's talk about two guys that love football, because I don't know how Julio Jones came down with this football. But look at this. I mean, you want to talk about strong hands.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That is two premier players in this league right now.
There goes Gurley on first down with a minimal gain. And Benson Mayowa and Luke Stocker getting into it. And Jamal Adams gets in to split those guys up. Hey, how about this to get your fifth catch for a hundo today? Julio Jones beating Shaquille Griffin.
Julio Jones, I mean, he must have done some type of strength training for his fingertips. I know he said he did a lot of hiking this year. Was he hiking on his fingertips? Because those things, the ability, but elite players that love to play, we've got a bunch of them in this game.
Jones working out of the slot that time, running the out route, breaks the tackle from Griffin, and finally gets brought down by Jordan Brooks, the rookie out of Texas Tech. Well, these last few plays with Julio have been fun to watch.
Well, when you're getting a lot of flat routes like this, you say, hey, we're going to play cover two. We're going to go ahead and put our beans on somebody. Well, be careful. Be careful, because guess what? Julio Jones' bean might be bigger than yours. Just runs over Griffin right there. I mean, that was exactly the way you draw it up as a defensive coordinator. Let's go ahead and get a hit on the guy. Yeah, he just bounces right off and keeps on moving.
Gurley behind the fullback. Jamal Adams racing in to make the hit. That may have stopped him just enough. And he gets swarmed shy of the 10-yard line. Little flex on him by Jamal Adams. You having fun yet, Stick?
I don't know. Listen, man, I don't know what the mixture is right there. But whatever the mixture is, he's got it right, because he is an all-day sucker right there. My goodness gracious, the energy. Listen, I'd give another 2 first-rounders right now. We got you. Here's 2 more first-rounders.
Well, here we go. Another fourth down. Atlanta's 0 for 2 today. 4th and 2. Ryan to throw. Being chased by Mayowa, who catches up to him back near the 20 and closes out the drive with a sack. Another turnover on downs from Pete Carroll's defense.
Wow, the amount of pressure they're putting on Matt Ryan right now with Jamal Adams and the rest of this defense. It is special. Seattle in control.
How about Benson Mayowa supermanning his way to Matt Ryan on 4th down, and the soon-to-be 69-year-old Pete Carroll loved that. And his offense gets the ball back, and right back to work to Tyler Lockett goes Russell Wilson for a gain out to the 36-yard line to move the chains.
Well, the pressure's still on now. They're going right up the line of scrimmage. They want to get some tempo going here on the offensive side of the ball. Look for them to slow it down with a run play here.
Off the fake. Wilson will step up and launch for Lockett. Another catch, and he gets run out by Damontae Kazee into Atlanta territory to the 44.
Well, I mean, he's got the pressure, but this is something they do all the time. They fake the run here. Now watch him half roll and the throwback. It's impossible if your defensive line doesn't get to this, because you're thinking we're flooding the strong side of the football field, and all of a sudden your slot receiver Lockett goes across the field, and Russell Wilson not only has the arm strength but the touch and accuracy to throw it over there. They do that 3-4 times a game. And they do it better than anybody in football.
36 yards on the last 2 plays from Wilson to Lockett to take us to quarter number 4 on opening day in 2020. Seahawks in control. Seahawks leading by 16 as we head to the 4th quarter. Atlanta had a late surge in this game last year. They're going to need one to get back into it. Wilson in plus territory right now to start the 4th. David Moore. Good job to grab him by A.J. Terrell, the Westlake High School grad in suburban Atlanta, the rookie out of Clemson, their 1st-round pick.
Continue to push the ball down the field, little chunks, possess the ball, eat up clock. And what you have to understand here is Atlanta, they're sitting here thinking, 1, we can't give up a score.
Right.
2, honestly, we may only get 2 offensive possessions.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to score, you know, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on both of those to even be in this game. So a lot going on with the clock and Seattle that you're fighting.
Wilson rolling. Lockett again. 1st down, running past the linebacker Jones. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson. Impressive stuff so far today for Green Bay. Another first down for Seattle. 3 big plays on this drive to Tyler Lockett. And they're set up at the 31 of the Falcons.
I got you, King. 22.
Carlos Hyde spinning for a short gain. Got knocked down by Foyesade Oluokun.
This is more about the battle of the clock right now. Look at Seattle taking their time. They're milling around. They are in no hurry. Russell Wilson sauntering into the huddle. Pete Carroll's like, yep, tick, 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 tick. Let it run. Other side, there's concern right there. Raheem Morris, he understands the battle that's going on right now. You can't afford one. You give up a field goal here, and you're in trouble because then it becomes a 3-score game with potentially only 2 possessions left.
13 minutes to play, and a 16-point Seattle advantage right now working. And a penalty against the Seahawks.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Hey, Damian Lewis, the rookie right guard out of LSU. How about this for your first test? You got Grady Jarrett right there.
You're right there. Listen, I have been there. Pressure pack situation, right? You got one of the best players. You got Warren Sapp or Reggie White or one of those guys over you. Lawrence Taylor, I used to call him Mr. Taylor. Like, those will make you jump right there.
More movement up front here. Another false start.
False start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Well, juxtaposition here. Rookie on one play, a 14-year vet on the other.
Yeah, now the rookie we can give a little grace to, but for our guy Greg Olsen, come on, Greg. I tell you what, he's one of those guys. He is the consummate professional in everything that he does, and that he won't sleep on the way home tonight because of that offsides. And he knows they put themselves out of field goal territory right now.
And Atlanta's got to take advantage defensively right now. 2nd and 19. Wilson with penalty markers flying in. He'll run back near the original line of scrimmage, but we'll check those 2 flags, likely a holding penalty.
Holding. Offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
Damian Lewis again. 3rd-round pick this year. They wanted to shore up the right side of the offensive line this season.
Yeah, well, he's played well, but he's right in here, and you see him get caught. And that's one of those grab pick games right there where they're trying to pinch down on you, knock you off. He's just grabbing to get his balance, and they catch him there, unfortunately. That's where you have to learn the tricks of the trade. That's where you tug and you let go and you spread your arms open, or you just fall down, kick your legs up, and hope he trips over you. We call that the dying cockroach. We've used that technique at least I've used that technique on several different occasions.
I'm looking forward to using that phrase at some point in natural conversation. That'll be fun for all of us. Second and nearly 30 here. A little loft to Lockett, and he'll get a bunch of that yardage back out to the 40-yard line. I'm just kind of observing here. First game, no preseason. Seems like a couple of guys are a little gassed. We get into the 4th quarter. I wouldn't be shocked if that were the case.
Yeah, and I think that's where you'll get into this. You'll see some sloppier tackling, some grabbing, some holding, some of those things that are going to happen just because you're not truly in football shape. You can't get in shape in practice or anything else you do to play the game of football other than lining up on Sundays and getting after it. And that's what we're seeing here late.
Wilson connects with one of his rookie targets, Freddie Swain, down to the 24-yard line. 4th down coming up, and let's check in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt. My man, Kurt Menefee. Appreciate you, my friend. Thankful to be here. Thankful to work with all of you fine folks. 42-yard field goal, a big one right here for Jason Myers to make it a 3-score lead. Wasn't the cleanest contact, but the delivery is true. 31-12, 3-score advantage. Early portion of the fourth in Atlanta. Impressive stuff from Russell Wilson today. 4 touchdowns, 27 of 30. Matt Ryan on the other side of things, 18 of 29. Nearly 250 yards, but no touchdowns or picks. Jason Myers kicks away. Brandon Powell will watch it go for a touchback. Well, September the 23rd, Fox, and I think a lot of people will ask this question too. Can you tell if someone can sing without ever actually hearing their voice? I think that all the time. And his buddy Ken Jeong is actually the host of this thing, a night of music and mystery. I Can See Your Voice after The Masked Singer, Wednesday, September the 23rd, right here on Fox. Your buddy. We love Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong is one of my dear friends and one of the great people in this business.
Real doctor, by the way. Real physician.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan needs some big chunks of yardage, and who better to go to than Julio Jones, another big gainer out to the 43-yard line.
I'm just running a dagger. That's a deep inside cutting route right here, and you see him drive off the ball, then just roll in front of the safety. Look at him protect himself, get on the ground so they can snap the ball again.
Ryan, a quick throw to Russell Gage this time. So nice and quick down the field into Seattle territory for the Falcons.
Yeah, already flipped the field right now. 2 completions right off the bat. Now you can settle back down. You went out of bounds. You stop the clock. Get in there. Let everybody catch their breath. And make sure, as Matt Ryan, use that leadership. Calm down this huddle, guys. We've got him right where we want him. You're not really, but you know what? That's what you're selling right now if you're Matt Ryan. You just got to exude confidence.
The 35-year-old will throw one up, and Calvin Ridley will haul it in. He's got it at the 36-yard line. Another first down.
Well, Matt Ryan talks all the time about footwork, and he is kind of the godfather of footwork from the shotgun. His footwork times perfectly to the route combinations. Look at just the accuracy right there. And Matt says this all the time. Whatever it is, and he's teaching tape from around the league, whatever it is, if my receivers are on time because my footwork will be on time, will be accurate. That's what he believes in, and he works tirelessly on this.
Another good timing route, this time to Julio Jones into the red zone. So give me a little bit more of an expansion on the footwork, his base, and what he likes to work on.
Well, guys get lazy in shotgun, and so everything has a route combination. So if you're running stick spacing or you're running branch buffalo, whatever it is, every drop has the perfect steps to it to time up with the route.
Just
and
like
the end
that.
result is touchdown.
Calvin Ridley was by himself. It looked like Shaquille Griffin was supposed to be in coverage, and I'm not sure if he just got knocked out by his own guy or what. Let's watch.
Yeah, they ran the Shaquille Griffin right there. It's man coverage right there.
Oh, wow.
They're not on different enough levels. You see Jamal Adams trying to get into the outside, out-breaking route by the tight end, just runs into his corner. And that one is, it'll never get easier than that one for Matt Ryan.
No kidding. Calvin Ridley was having a cup of coffee waiting for it. They're going for two here. Ryan quick towards the end zone, broken up by Adams, looking for Hurst, who wanted the flag.
Try is unsuccessful. Timeout.
So it remains a 13-point game. Jamal Adams, Hayden Hurst meeting at the goal line. I want to take a couple things into consideration. Mark talked about having a quick drive. Matt Ryan on that drive, 5 for 5, 5 passes, 75 yards, 2 to Jones, 2 to Ridley, the touchdown to Ridley. He's right back in it leading. That was very Matty Ice of Matt Ryan that last series.
No question about it. And don't forget this, work the sidelines to perfection to stop the clock and save timeouts.
Travis Homer on the return. And pads pop as he gets hit just shy of the 30-yard line. Like to see a number 7 in there. Young Wei Koo is getting in on it.
Everybody, but here's the deal, and here's what you have to understand. That was purposely done. They kicked that short on purpose. Now, Koo going to get in here a little bit late.
Ooh,
Go ahead. Get after people. But you know why they're doing that?
Yep.
That's called trying to steal a possession.
Okay.
Make them return the football. See if we can get some type of fumble recovery. We need another offensive possession. Don't be surprised to see some kind of blitz, some zero pressure man coverage.
Seattle has not turned the ball over today. There's Dante Fowler with a tackle for loss, ripping down Chris Carson.
They've been great on the edge defense all night, and you see they're trying to run a little crack here. Look at all the people coming in there, trying to drive from the outside, knock people off. Fowler getting off the blocks, getting to Carson on the outside. And now guess what? Right? I talked about stealing possession. Now you're 2nd down and 13, right? And so now you've got an opportunity here. How are we going to play this? Are we going to pressure? Are we going to play man? Are we going to play base? Man coverage.
Wilson dumping it down underneath for Olsen. It's a completion, but minimal gain. 3rd down and long coming up.
And this is exactly what you needed. Steal that possession. Get your offense the ball back. Here's where it comes down. This is where the rubber meets the road. 3rd down and 9. Pete Carroll looking on. What does Raheem Morris, the defensive coordinator of Atlanta, dial up here to get them off the field?
His defense has forced 1 3 and out today. Big 3rd down and 9. Four-man rush on Wilson. Back behind DK Metcalf, incomplete. A huge 3 and out from this Atlanta defense with 8 minutes to play, down 13.
And that time they kept 2 high safeties. They dropped out of that single high look. They played man across the board underneath. You see it going down right here. Oh, they jumped into zone. 2 high safeties right there. And I tell you what, that's exactly what you needed here. Get out of that 3rd down, get off the field, and get another possession for your offense.
Good bounce on the Dixon punt into the hands of Powell. And Atlanta will set up near the 30-yard line with 7:49 to play. The Atlanta Falcons with a very tough second half of their schedule. They're going to see the New Orleans Saints a couple of times at the end of the season. They're going to see Tampa Bay in 2 of their final 3 games. Oh, and by the way, we've got those 2 teams coming up in maybe one of the best season openers we've seen in a long time. Brady against Breeze in a deep, suddenly NFC South.
Yeah, the AFC or the NFC South is all of a sudden the most intriguing division in football.
Ryan stepping up, throwing past the sticks, and it's going to be a catch. Ripped down by Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley not able to get out of bounds there, and then there's no panic here, but there's a pace to it right now. They're going to huddle. They want to get up here, snap that ball with plenty of time left. Don't let this clock run.
Over 100 yards for Ridley today. He and Julio Jones with over 100. Speaking of which, Julio Jones another 1st down inside the 45-yard line. 13 more yards to get to the Seattle 42. Ryan to the outside. There's Hayden Hurst. He makes the grab in front of KJ Wright. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee. What do you got, buddy? It's like Kurt was listening to us. Speaking of the NFC South, how about the Panthers? Let's not forget about them. Ryan for Hurst down the middle of the field, and that is Shaquille Griffin getting that hand up there. They really want to use that seam route for Hayden Hurst downfield to stretch it.
Yeah, he has so much speed, but you know who he's not faster than? Griffin right here, because watch Griffin drop this. Beautiful layout. Look at him use the opposite hand. Outstretched fingertips. Remember the other day when when Kawhi Leonard had that single
block with
finger,
the
with the middle
block.
finger, that was my ode to Kawhi Leonard right there from Shaquille Griffin.
Well done. We'll call him the claw for this game. Extra man on the rush for Seattle. Ryan delivers and nearly had it picked off by Quinton Dunbar. So after 14 consecutive completions, back-to-back pass breakups by Seattle.
Yeah, that ball just came out of Matt Ryan. I don't know if it slipped out of his hand, but that was not a typical Matt Ryan pass. And you see it behind the receiver. Gave Dunbar a chance to drive on the ball. And Matt Ryan has been perfect on those outside routes, using that sideline as a clock stopper in this passing game. That one errant came out of his hand a little bit funny.
Fourth time they go for it on fourth down today. Ryan looking for Ridley, and it's incomplete. All four of those fourth down plays are going to stick in Dan Quinn's mind after this one, regardless of the result.
Well, two of those fourth down plays, as you know, led to one long drive, a 60-yarder for a touchdown. Another one led to a drive on the fumble. Beautiful throw over the top. So DK Metcalf on that. So that's the way you gamble. You live by the fourth down, you die by the fourth down. And today the Atlanta Falcons, they lived with the aggression, but it ended up costing them in the long run.
Now still a two-score game with just over 6 minutes to play. There's Chris Carson. He has 2 of the 4 Russell Wilson touchdown passes today. A near perfect day for Russell throwing the football.
Yeah, Russell Wilson his athleticism, his accuracy, but especially the deep ball from the pocket. Look at him just roll out there, set on the hands, and then just fires a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to Greg Olsen for the touchdown. The guy is, he's just remarkable. How do you want me? And they keep saying, hey, let Russell cook in Seattle. I tell you what. How about we just let him simmer? To me, you can get a good meal from a crock pot, right?
Sure.
You have a less chance of burning your kitchen down, right? If you're just working on the crock pot. So let it stew for about 6 hours.
I'm not trying to do a fancy flambe here is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Stan.
what I'm saying is you're still going to get a great meal. So keep it balanced. Keep your defense off the field. Keep them fresh. Let Russ do what Russ does. And, boy, I tell you what, he's done it well today.
Pressure on Wilson. He's got separation from Metcalf. A.J. Terrell was nowhere to be found when DK Metcalf streaked down the field.
Well, that's called the sluggo right there. The slant and go. You watch it. You're going to come down here. Here's the slant. Put your foot in the ground. And Terrell thought maybe I can get the pick six and get us right back into this game. Not so fast, young fella, because Russ and DK are on the same page right now. And he's completely made up for the one drop he had.
Sure.
You know, when I said his hands were made of feet, I take it back. DK, you're doing a heck of a job.
Almost 100 yards for him today. Got Olsen in the flat. Puts those hands down to catch the low throw. KZ's over for the hit, but Olsen works his way to the 22-yard line.
14 years. Greg Olsen's been doing it. Still moves, still runs well. Savvy veteran player. Just fun to see guys that have true passion for what they do. And Greg certainly is one of those guys. 1 year, $7 million deal after 9 years with Carolina. Very productive. Obviously the Chicago draft pick in the first round 13 years ago. And was a great safety blanket for Cam Newton. Anytime it felt like Cam Newton was in trouble, hey, here's Greg Olsen in the flat. Here's Greg Olsen in the middle of the field. It always felt like you can rely on him. Yeah, and he's always been one of those guys. And just a really savvy veteran player, can come tell you exactly what they're doing, what kind of routes he wants to run. You can see where he ranks all time there in the tight end category. Really good company, obviously.
There goes Carlos Hyde up the middle. Atlanta's only got 1 timeout remaining, and the 2-minute warning.
Atlanta.
So they're out of timeouts now. It was a tight one at the halftime. 14-12 after the coup field goal to close out the first half. But second half, it's been mostly Seattle getting it done.
Well, you see the big play over the top. Beautiful throw to DK Metcalf, coming right back to his receiver after a drop. And then the laser beam. Wow, bang, right to Olsen. And obviously, Ridley from Matt Ryan trying to get back into this game. But unfortunately for Atlanta, too little, too late, and this is where Seattle just wears on you. Put those big bodies on you and get first downs.
Fake to Homer. Wilson under pressure from McKinley. That sidearm sling to David Moore, and he picks up the first down inside the 5.